Today, I want to talk about friendships. So, I've been feeling this weird combination of numb, but also kind of just okay. I'm very emotionally hungover, but I'm also still functioning, which, I mean, honestly, when you think about it, that's very on brand for me. But a few days ago, I had to cut two friends out of my life. And not in a dramatic way, but in like that quiet internal way where you're still processing the emotions afterward. And I'm still recovering from it. I'm still feeling it out. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. uh, And it's all pretty it's a lot right now. Lately I've been having these really honest conversations with myself about whether or not I want to keep putting energy, time, love, grace, nuance, and just an understanding into people who aren't reciprocating or even trying or giving me anything to work off of. So I understand there's different types of friendships. People show love differently. I mean, life gets busy, energy shifts. I mean, we're all adults. We're all fucking tired. We all have bills. We all have trauma. We all have our shit that we're trying to work through. I mean, I have ADHD. I have group chats I haven't even checked in weeks. Like, I fucking get it. Like, I am not the picture perfect model of a best friend. I am not perfect by any means. And, you know, I have a pretty good understanding that everybody's friendships are different and how they see them are different, and everybody just has their own shit going on. But here's what my thought process is. In any genuine friendship, I mean, there has to be like a basic level of love and respect, a shared sense of like care, like a mutual intention to just not be awful to each other. And, I'm not talking about casual homies either. Like, I'm talking about like real connections, like chosen family, like type of friendships. You know what I mean? The people who know you at your heart, the people who let you in on purpose, the people who know you to the core. I truly don't think I have high expectations of friends. I mean, I get, like I said before, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. People fuck up, and that's not even the issue. That's not the problem. The issue is just, I guess, effort, consistency, reciprocation, and all that jazz. You like jazz? And both of these friendships that I had to cut off really reminded me of all that. So I'll tell you about the first friend that I had to cut off. I'll call him Miguel. So this one's complicated because my boyfriend and I were really, really close to him. He lives across the country, but we still built this really strong connection. We would talk like on Instagram, via text, through Discord, shit. Like we'd be video calling him all the time, like all three of us, including Miguel's long distance boyfriend. Like we'd watch them play video games. We'd talk for hours. We'd even have these really intense, deep, thought-provoking, emotional conversations, and it felt like such a safe space, honestly. It was so chill, and it always felt good. You always left the conversations feeling good. And the feelings the feelings between all of us were not just platonic. There was emotional and physical attraction between all of us. My boyfriend and him would even joke about like a polyamorous relationship, like totally joking, but like kind of like, but not really joking. And, I did actually have this conversation with my boyfriend. Like, if I ever did try something like that, I mean, I would highly consider doing it with Miguel. I would totally consider it with him because the emotional foundation was there. It felt like it was there. Everything made a lot of sense. And that's how strong the connection felt. I invested so much into that friendship. My love, my authenticity, my time, my grace, fuck, my talent. I helped him apply for jobs. I helped him build a brand. I was his hype man. I was always hyping him up, supporting him in so many ways, even emotionally. And I did all of that without even thinking about it because it just felt right. And then things started to get weird. We noticed that he started distancing himself with shorter replies, bare minimum effort, less conversation. Like the vibe, you could tell the vibe shifted, you know? And then one day I noticed that he'd blocked both me and my boyfriend on Discord. No explanation, like there was no conversation after it. And I had to add him back manually. And he did accept me back, but he didn't give any explanation. Then he started ignoring us, barely engaging with us. Yet he was constantly posting on social media, like posting selfies, content, and doing like the whole Twitter like engagement baiting, you know? But then privately, nothing. Nothing except for, like, random memes in our group chat, like, without any context. Meanwhile, my boyfriend would text him, like, cute, flirty, funny messages and shit, and, Miguel would either be super passive or leave him on red or just flat out ignore him. But then it was weird because then he would copy and paste basically what my boyfriend would say to him and repost it on his social media, like, to get engagement. Like, be so fucking for real, dude. Like, he literally did that. He would copy shit that my boyfriend would say to him and change it slightly and then repost it with selfies and just to get engagement, but completely, like, not putting effort into talking to my partner. He was using my man's words for clout while ignoring him privately. Like, that's suspicious. That's weird. Like, it's so fucking cringe, dude. So, fast forward. I recently mailed him a cute, like, Halloween boo box with, like, homemade cookies, candies, some, like, stickers and artwork and shit, and suddenly, he wants to talk on the phone with me. So we talk, and I bring up the Discord blocking. Like, I had to bring up the Discord blocking. He tells me that his partner gave him, like, this ultimatum, and he blocked us to appease his partner, and then he felt guilty after and then unblocked us. Listen, I get choosing your partner. I get it. But if your partner is making you block your friends, that's kind of a whole different issue in my opinion. And the way he handled it was so fucking hurtful. I told him that. I felt like we had a pretty good conversation about it, and honestly, it reminded me of what our friendship used to be like. When I told my boyfriend about everything that happened on the phone, he was really upset. He was really hurt because he saw the pattern clearly. Like the inconsistency, the dishonesty, the clout chasing, like emotional distance, the lack of effort, and the total disregard for our feelings, you know? I finally sent Miguel a long message expressing just like everything, telling him everything, how hurt we were, how disrespectful it was, how he took advantage of our love and kindness. And I'll be so fucking honest with you. I did say something kind of fucked up. I told him, "You're so invested in keeping this illusion up with your boyfriend that you're being an awful friend to people who actually care about you." Okay, I know, it's so fucked up, but not gonna lie, I kind of ate with that. Needless to say, though, I mean, aside from that, I did give him a lot of grace. I reminded him of his own words from our last phone call. He said something to the effect that me and my boyfriend were his only like real friends, that he saw us as real people, that we weren't just pixels on a screen. And I told him real friends don't treat each other that way. It hurt. And my boyfriend, as of right now, is still really upset about it, and I am too. Now, I want to talk about the second friend. I'll call him Jacob. So it's a totally different situation. This one was just between him and I. So Jacob and I met on Instagram, and to be totally honest, he was a thirst follow. Yeah, let's be real about it. He was a thirst follow, but something told me to message him. Like, why not? And when I did, instantly I could tell that he wasn't like most guys. Like, he actually really wanted to talk, and he carried conversations, and he expressed so much authenticity, and it was so interesting. And he came off as very emotionally open, and I really appreciated that. So we moved from talking through the DMs to texting. I did try to casually flirt with him, but like to no avail. But later he told me that he actually found me cute too, that he was flirting back with me, which I'm like, boy, if you were flirting with me, I couldn't tell. We did start talking a lot more. We ended up talking on the phone a lot and getting really, really deep. We would talk about real life shit, our traumas, past relationships, talking about our families and our lifestyles. We also really bonded over the fact that we had both recently opened our relationships. And it felt like we really had this safe space to talk about it. And to be honest, I feel like I really saw him to his core. Someone who had a lot of insecurity, anxiety, and a need to be understood. I relate to that on such a significant level, dude. And like the being as empathetic as I am, I really truly cherish that connection. Then I noticed the distancing started, the short replies, dry energy, and just mixed signals everywhere, dude. He'd tell me that he liked me. He'd flirt with me, and he'd say stuff like, "Oh, when we meet in person, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." And then and then he would just kind of disappear emotionally. At one point, he actually did tell me on the phone that he felt bad about the distance and he was sorry and he apologized to me. And I really appreciated that. However, that energy just didn't last very long. When I recently took a mental health break from social media and I confided in him about how I was feeling, I noticed he got colder, even more distant. He said to me constantly being in the picture wasn't constructive for him mentally, especially since we were both dealing with shit. And that hurt because I needed a friend and he stepped back instead. So I also want to share some more like lore, more context, I guess. So I commissioned him to do this project for me that would last about a month, and I gave him $100 deposit. We both agreed he would provide me daily updates with this project, and he did give me 2 updates, but after that, it was a lot of silence. So I kindly asked him for at least an $80 refund since he did start the work. And I reminded him about like the commitment to keep me updated. And he admitted that, he should have been more consistent with it and he'll keep trying. But at that point, I didn't really want to continue working on this project with him, so I kept pushing for a refund, and I was super cool about it. I was trying to be, even though I was still really upset. I'm like, well, hey, like if you could please just give me at least $80. I know you're really busy. I don't want to bother you. I don't want to have to like nag you for updates, and I know you're busy. Which to be fair, he was very busy at the time too. And he was very kind of persistent on, "Are you sure? I can still do it. I can still do it. It's no problem. I can continue doing it. It's no big deal." And when I finally just had put my firm foot down and said, "No, if it's cool, I just want the $80 back," he basically just said, "I don't have the money anymore. I'm sorry. I feel really bad." Literally just that. He didn't offer like a plan. Like he didn't offer any kind of solution. Just like, "I don't have it anymore. I'm sorry. I feel bad." And that was kind of the moment I realized I think I'm done with this friendship and I'm done giving this person the benefit of the doubt. It doesn't make sense and the friendship is very imbalanced and there's a lack of respect here. So, why am I talking about these 2 friendships? Why am I talking about 2 people that are no longer in my life? Well, because I fucking can. I mean, because I want to. I wanna talk about this. It sucks, like, having to navigate friendships in your 30s, and you have to start taking inventory of who gets access to your heart, you know? Like, who deserves your energy? Who brings you peace and good vibes? And my ADHD, like, all in kind of mindset, like, I go all in. Like, when I love my friends, I fucking love them, and I love them hard. I go deep, I invest, and I always show up. Well, I try to show up because, I'm always late. It's my ADHD brain. But, like, that's neither here nor there. I want to be surrounded by people who get the vibe, that have that unspoken love and peace where my nervous system can just chill and relax. And I really wanna be surrounded by people who just get the vibe, that have that unspoken love and peace where my nervous system can just chill. I can just relax, where I can exist, where the effort is mutual, and where there's no one trying to hurt each other, where it's just okay. We're all okay. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, we're chilling. Things are gonna be fine. And I feel like some people just can't get to that place because they aren't ready. Some people are too hurt. Some people are really overwhelmed. Some people just don't know how to be vulnerable. And others want the benefits of like connection, but don't want to have the responsibility of having to show up. And it's not that fucking hard. With Miguel, I feel like he wanted the emotional closeness and the attraction and the connection, but not the accountability or the respect that it requires to be on that like level of friendship. You know what I mean? And with Jacob, I feel like he wanted to connect, but he wasn't emotionally ready to show up. I feel like he wanted to connect, but he wasn't emotionally mature enough or emotionally ready to show up for other people and to be consistent with it. And at the end of the day, I don't hate either of them. I don't think they're bad people. They're both in the middle of their journeys, and I just happen to be caught up in their learning process. Again, I'm not a perfect friend either, but like, fuck, I try really, really hard. And I want to leave you guys with something. Please remember to take your needs and relationships into account. It's not selfish. It's not dramatic. You're not being too much. It's emotionally responsible. If you see an unhealthy pattern, try to see it for what it is, not what you wish it was, because the second you start excusing someone's behavior more than they're explaining it, you're already abandoning yourself. Pay attention to how your body feels around people. If you're constantly anxious or like confused, if you find yourself overthinking or waiting to feel chosen, that's not a friendship. That's an emotional audition. You're auditioning to be someone's fucking friend, and you don't need to audition for a place in someone's life. Surround yourself with people who regulate your nervous system and don't trigger it. People who make you feel safe and not small. People who show up because they want to, not because you have to remind them. I mean, like my ADHD, sometimes I forget. That's fine. It's fine. The truth is, real friendships don't require chasing. They don't require convincing. They don't require sacrificing your peace to keep this connection alive. Real friendships should feel like breathing. Like, oh, yeah, I could be myself here. Like, it's not even a thought. It shouldn't have to be a thought. I shouldn't have to perform or guess or decode your vibes or your messages. It should just be two people choosing each other because it just feels good to do so. Like, it should just be natural. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking about your relationships, your friendships, or whatever it is, just know it's okay to let go. It's okay to let go of the ones that don't feel aligned with you anymore. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you mean. It doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you dramatic. It makes you someone who finally understands their worth. And that's where I want to be. I want to choose the people who choose me back. And I want to choose peace. I want to be here and I want to have good homies in my life. Like I said, I'm in my 30s. I don't have time to waste on people who are constantly taking from me, and you shouldn't have to deal with that either. So yeah. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, but on a real note, I don't hate these people. I don't wish them malice. I don't have any ill will towards them. I feel like I have a pretty deep understanding and profound love and respect for them, even though I'm very, very explicitly hurt. But I'll be okay tomorrow. I'm sad right now, but I will be fine tomorrow. And that's all you can really do. Just say your piece, feel the things out, let it happen. Don't hide it. Talk about it. And keep moving. Like Gio said in the last episode, just keep moving forward. Also, thank you, Gio, for taking over last week's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the Please See Above podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Eric Appleseed. I'm Eric Ornelas, the creator, executive producer, and host of Please See Above. This podcast is recorded in Glendora, California. Music is by Juan Avitia. Be sure to check out new episodes every Wednesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.